Oh. Imagine having an army full of geniuses and they all have the same bloodline.
Okay.
Well, that's why we're bringing them in.
So
it's not about, okay, look. You know why the Queen Reptilian or the reptilians were in power? I'm going to tell you why. Because the reptilian queen kept breeding with everyone. Within her own bloodline. Even her own offspring. So they literally made armies of themselves by doing that. Now it's our turn. So anyway, back to the, what you call it? Going in and out the tunnels.
yeah.
We went, the first tunnels we went to was Washington, D.C. We went in there and we saw everything that they were doing, sacrificing, all the above. And Dad showed us exactly what to do, and I did it naturally. Meaning I went in there and I just started going hard on them. Pulling them by their tails, grabbing them, putting them against the wall, splattering their faces like that. B was right behind me watching the whole thing, and he said, wow. So that's why Daddy pops him in his head when he says wow all the time. Which is why he can't say wow no more.
Okay. So were you under the White House? You under the Washington?
Yeah, we was in the White House, underneath the White House tunnels.
All right.
And B says, "Oh shit!" Right? And
Yeah.
I said, "What?" I said, "You saw that?" And he said, "Yep, I saw it." I said, "Oh shit, it's on now." Ever since then, we was going in and out these tunnels, and it felt like it was just an imagination. But as we quickly learned that we were actually there, it was a form of teleportation, telekinesis, remote viewing, and energy transfers all at the same time. But it felt so fucking normal that it was just like, this is what it is. Do this, do that. And at one point in time, I had to stop and I asked B, am I allowed to be doing this shit? Because I was killing them all, right? And what was the response?
For that one, well, you did something you weren't supposed to do, but for that one it was.
What did he do?
I did a lot I wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah, like you.
But Dad said the end result was you were made for this.
Right.
Okay.
So that's what Dad
This
said.
is your job. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said this is your job.
Okay.
So then next thing you know, it was just like the Highlander. You know how with the Highlander movie, when you chop their heads off and you taking all their abilities and all that? That's literally what was happening. Look at the goosebumps. Literally what was happening. So I was just flinging them up in the air and just slicing and dicing.
You were having the best time.
So
Now remember, I just told you that the reptilian bodies is like armadillos.
yep,
They're armor,
yep.
super strong. You can't kill them unless you know exactly what you're doing or if you have the right tools. That being said, they got armpits, hearts in their armpits, and then you can get them through their genitals because that's the soft spots. The way that I was doing it is a sword that Dad gave me because of one of the missions that we did prior to that. Before we did the secrets, before we did all this, we were doing space. Actually, no. After we did that part, we started doing space, everything in outer space. And every time we did a specific mission, Dad would give us more tools, swords,
Like a game?
hammers,
Like
exactly like a fucking game. Axes, lasers, lifesavers like Star Wars. He would give us all types of different tools that we had, and every time a different event or a different mission came along, he would say, "Hey, remember what I gave you? Use that for this." Slicing and dicing. So that's literally how we did it all by moving into different states of consciousness and taking care of all the shit.
So this time you were in Washington, you did not have weapons. You did it naturally, you said?
I did it naturally, just by myself.
Okay. About how many reptilians did you take out then?
It was at least like 10 to 15 of them. It was a little bit more than that.
More than
but
that?
I was going through the tunnels first.
Yeah, we just,
Go.
yeah,
It was.
everything that popped up was taken out.
Yeah, so once we got wind of it, I went in, and that's when they started running. So that's when I started going in after them. And these little fuckers are so fast that I was like, oh shit, watching them just back and forth. And they were moving so fast that they were just passing and going and this and that. So what came naturally was me teleporting in front of them and catching them. Wop, 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 one at a time. Wop, 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 wop. And I did it so fast where they were all like, what the fuck just happened? And by the time you know it, that whole entire base was cleared up. And there's evidence of it all. There's videotapes of it all. The military has it all because we literally leaving shit for them to come and see.
About what year was that?
2018, 17. Between 2017 and 18, right before I started the Jedi sessions on the Real Truth Call.
Okay.
It was right after Dr. Kusal came on, and all these recordings are still recorded.
Right.
So,
Right.
to get the exact time frame, you just have to go back and listen to the call.
And so, what was the next event that you had after that?
Well, it was between space and underground. It was between space, underground, and at the same time healing the world with the free hollows and the chains and pendants and everything. So it was all happening at the same time. At one point in time, I asked Dad, how are we able to do all this? And he literally says, because he multiplied us. He multiplied me, I think it was like 10 times. And then we went from 10 times to 100 times. And I even asked to get multiplied even more, and he said no.
Are you still multiplied 100 times?
Yep.
More than that?
So we can, okay. Well, just say we multiply it as many times as he wants us.
Okay, for each mission or whatever.
Yeah.
Because we go, now we go on more missions. He said go, we just go, wherever he said. And we hit a lot of places at once. Everywhere else has been easier than Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere else has been easier than Earth?
Yeah, because out there we have all of our abilities.
Oh.
So there was a time where we were literally going from galaxy to galaxy to sections to realms and blah blah blah, and every time B would get hit, we would trace it. So it came from sector blah 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 in the 7th galaxy and blah 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 blah. So then we would trace the hit, and after we traced the hit, once we got to the wherever it came from, we would take care of the ones who did it, the ones who sent it, and in some cases, more like 2 cases, I took the entire planet out.
Really?
Yeah.
The entire planet was dark.
Yeah, there was no coming back for them, so Dad gave the order, and boom, it was gone. And all this is documented because you have to understand the secret space program was in place for a very long time, and they've been out so far, right? Some claim that they went to the outskirts of the universe, which isn't true because it's so big.
Okay.
They might have went out the outskirts of this galaxy or the next galaxy, but they nowhere near where we're from.
Okay. And how old is the secret space program? And it doesn't.
A couple hundred years.
Really?
Yeah, they started traveling back in the 1800s.
For real? 1800s?
Yeah, they started traveling. They got stories about them going out there. Of course, they give it to you and then you don't believe it. So. But yeah.
That's why nobody believes none of this shit. Because nobody was told the truth. However, there's bits and pieces of it coming out everywhere.
So, the Nazis, when they picked it up, they had it for years before, the influence and stuff came down. Now, I tell you, when the whole concept of whiteness came from reptilians.
Whiteness?
Yeah.
Whiteness.
Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
That had 1700s.
So
But
how,
they have been influencing because what they did was those that was this balance to violence and they showed them the power was right, so they thought it was violence. Yeah, well, they still work in some cases. But Sumerian had the Incas and the reptilians, Anunnakis. So yeah, it's been influenced for a long time. But however, they started the dark side started. You have to realize that everything went dark. It came there.
okay. When did they introduce, like, say, white people, Caucasians? Like, how long have they been on this earth?
Well, actually, everything. There's mixed signals on that because a lot of people just naturally evolved from ancestry in Africa, where they went to different areas, and because they were in certain environments, the tones and everything changed. But then there was an influence from the
Not only that, there was different planets that have different types of humans on it.
right.
So what they did was they mimicked what you would call the white ET guys. What's their names?
Yeah, those
Tall whites?
No,
Nordics?
Nordics, those type.
Yeah.
So that's why even some of the Nordics are not Nordics. They're actually reptilians disguised as Nordics. But what they did was, during the Hitler times, they wanted to do a superior type race, so that's why they chose a white race. However, it was nothing but a genetic. That's what they're doing in the tunnels, by the way. They're genetically modifying humans with different species just so that they can get a different type of feed, different type of blood, so that they can use to stay in power. So that being said, they took the white race or the white colored beings from different areas of the galaxy, brought them here, and then put them in charge when there was already a species of melanin humans here. So that's what it is all about. It's all about that, changing the races and then using us as cattle. That's why they say it the way they do so openly, because that's literally what they were made to do. Remember I said they were made to do certain things?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. They were made to do certain things. Even when they say, we were all made in the image of God, that's not even true. Because Dad made everything. So, that you understand what I'm trying to say? It's not true because we're all different. So how are we made in the image of our Creator when He doesn't have an image, or He can be anything He wants to be?
Exactly.
Right? So a lot of it is coming out to be expose exactly what the fuck happened. Right now, we're not even worried about none of that because we're still exposing everything that's already been taken care of.
And sometime here soon, when he introduces the factors of all of that, then it'll be in their face. They won't be able to ignore it.
There's already stories of dark melanin crash landing, and the beings that were in it were a super force, if you would, and the military are afraid of them because they were warned to get your shit together or we're coming back. And that was us. So Dad's been doing things in a certain way to prepare these guys that all this stuff was happening, and if it's their best bet to get in ahead of the curve by following Dad's will, following what Dad wants. Even the Valiant Thor story. Okay, same deal. We can help you guys. We can do this. We can do that. And the answer was no. We don't want your help because it would mess up the economy. Right. So what it was really going to mess up was the fact that they were taking our children and putting them in underground bases and having their way with them, gene slicing them, and then making all these other different types of beings and feeding off of them. The Jeffrey Epstein, there's a video of him having a half-breed pinned to the ground and then using a that magnifying glass, and then burning it, because after they burned it and the being was tortured, that being, because of the slice between the DNA of the humanoids and the reptilian or specific type of gray, it would produce a different type of adrenochrome that was even more powerful. Oh. So that's why they would torture them. Oh my gosh. That's why they would torture them, because now they got something that's even more powerful than a regular human. Now you see the reasons why they had all of these humanoid farms everywhere, like Jeffrey Epstein had over there in fucking West Bubblefuck, wherever that, having literal females giving birth and, doing all the stuff that Allie's talking about now.
Yeah.
So all of it has to come out. We're not doing a partial disclosure. We're doing a full disclosure, and we're in the front lines of it all. So because of us being here, it's guaranteed. Just like I've been saying. The world is not ready for this shit, and I don't expect them to be, and I thank God that it doesn't matter if they are or not. So that's where we're at with it.
Wow.
It's over.
It's over. All right. So interesting.
Like I said, there's no There's nothing that's going to stop this, and there's no way that full disclosure is not happening, especially with me here. Dad put me here to get all this shit done, and a lot of people are judgmental towards me, but they don't even know what the fuck I'm capable of. They don't even know what they're talking about when they say things like blasphemous and all this other shit when I claim to be who I am, right? Because these people are based off of what they were taught, which isn't true. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So all of that shit is out the window. I can care less about it all. You can call me whatever you want, because there's going to be a point in time where you're going to be
embarrassed.
Not only embarrassed, but so regretful that you called me these awful names, not realizing that I saved your ass and the planet you live on. Right? So at the same time, I don't pass judgment on them other than calling them a fucking idiot. Right? But I can condemn them in ways that they never thought were possible. However, Dad doesn't let me do that, and it's not the right thing to do. Let them talk, because when they find out all this shit, it's going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. What can I do to help you?
Right.
And then I'm going to be like, just do this, do that, and stay the fuck over there in the corner.
Right.
Stay away from us.
Right.
That's what you could do to help us. We got a lot of work to do.
I guess we do.
Yeah, the whole COVID thing show people how they don't learn. It's like learn by rote. I mean, over and over and over again, you learn what's on paper, but you don't think. How is it safe to go to Walmart but not safe to go to church?
I know.
That's why Dad let it happen. That's literally why Dad let it happen, because he wanted the people to realize how stupid they are. And it's not their fault. It's just that's what they were trained. They just the fact that you think you have to retire, get old, and die. That's a fucking program that I'm deleting. Right? you got all these people, just like the video I posted. Do you know anybody that died of old death? I don't. They all died of something that was plaguing the body, right?
Right.
There was a 72-year-old lady that I put on that I just posted. I don't even know if I posted it or not.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Coconut oil, eating healthy, fasting and all that. Look at her. Matter of fact, look at Cisco right here. Look at him. He's 100 years old. He look like he's 20. But what I'm saying is, no one dies of old age because it's not even a thing. Remember back in the day, Saved by the Bell? Okay, well, people were getting into these types of illnesses and problems and blah, blah, blah. They would get buried in the backyard, and then the people would put a string on their finger hooked up to a bell. And then 3 days later, just like Lazarus, boom, came back to life. Why is that not happening now? You want to know why? Because once you die and you're clinically reported as dead, they start to embalm you and cut you open, and then you don't have a chance to come back to life.
Just like how they're taking the organs from people.
That's another
that
reason.
Are not dead.
Exactly. So all of this is being revealed.
Wow.
All of it. The hardest part is going to be the children part, because when everybody realizes that none of that had to happen, it's going to be mind blowing. The fact that the people are doing it when they realize that they never had to do that and they could have lived forever and all they had to do was work hard for it and follow daddy's plan, protocols, directives, they're going to be sick because they're going to find out that they were bamboozled. So the ones that decide to come forward now may be able to live a long life, or up until daddy decides to take them too. Or we may just enforce their old age, right? Yeah. So the energies that are changing on the planet actually is doing that for a lot of them. That's why you see a lot of people, not a lot, but you see a particular type of person who looks old and weary and all that is because of the way that person is and lives. The darkness around that person. So the darkness is literally consuming them in a way that they didn't understand, and they were bamboozled to believe that that was the case. It's all coming out, all of it. And that's why we're in position now to start putting out free energy devices, start putting out free healthy, free holograms, putting out natural remedies, the CBDs and all the different products that we're forming right now is because we've done everything to free the people from all of it. So my advice is to get all your ideas together, start forming new healthy companies and help restore the earth, or just sit back and watch us do it, because it don't matter to me. We're going to do it anyway. So your best bet is to get on board, create, produce, and do it in a way where it's going to be healthy for the planet and for the people. Here's another kicker. The people that we're dealing with and the entities that we're battling, they don't realize what we realize. We're not going nowhere. That's what they don't understand yet. This dog eat dog mentality, all these rules and regulations, all the people trying to interfere in what we're doing and all that stuff. They can come on in and buy up some property from us, and we'll wait 100 years until you die, and then buy the property back, because we're not going nowhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they don't understand what's happening, and the only way to survive from all this shit is to get right with daddy, and then you'll have access to the chambers and everything else daddy wants you to have. Other than that, it's over for you. You know, there's the buck stop here. This is the last cycle, and it's just over. What are you doing?
Wow. Well, not supposed to say that.
You got leeway.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh, we got so much more to
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about, but we'll just keep going. Actually, either tomorrow or Tuesday we're going back on, and then we can talk about how the whole Israeli shit over there is all fake,
It's all fake.
and everybody just has to hurry up and wait.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.